Today we will learn about levy of GST. What is levy of GST? It determines when we can levy charge GST, how it can be charged, who will be responsible for paying GST. All these terms we will learn in this chapter. So the main objectives of the chapters are, we will learn about section 9, levy and collection, and we will also learn about two important articles of Indian Constitution, that is article 265 and article 246A. Okay, इसके बारे में हम सीखेंगे. और we will learn about concepts related to levy of GST. Okay, these all points we will learn. Then, introduction. No tax shall be levied or collected except by the authority of law. See, in India, no government, no local authority or whoever it may be, they cannot charge any tax without the law's permission. लॉ का परमिशन चाहिए कोई भी टैक्स अगर चार्ज करना चाहिए तो. Okay, and it is clearly written in article 265 of Indian Constitution. So the permission of law should be there to collect tax. Then article 246A of the Constitution was introduced. 246A of the Indian Constitution was introduced by 101st Amendment Act 2016. And what is the purpose? It gives concurrent powers to both central government and state government. Okay, what was there before GST? The central government was charging service tax, central excise duty. All these were separate, and state government was charging VAT and other taxes, local taxes. But this amendment, that is 246A of the Constitution, gave the power to both central government and state government to levy tax concurrently, jointly. Okay, then there is a exclusive power to the parliament to legislate interstate goods and services supply. See, from one state to another state, or from one state to another union territory, whatever it may be, if there is any transaction, in that case, the parliament, the central government has the full power. Okay, that was clause 2 of the article 246A, and you can also read article 269A. Okay, then there are many other points which was given in section 9, like maximum rate of tax, manner of collection of tax, who is responsible to pay GST. All these points were given in section 9. Then, in this chapter, you should understand how the GST liability will come to a person. For understanding that, you need to understand these points, which we will explain in next slides. That is about taxable supply, tax payable, tax liability, rate of tax, and taxable value. So these points we should study. First, let us learn about taxable supply. What do you mean by taxable supply? Every taxable supply will be subjected to GST. So what is supply? Supply is given in section 7. Okay, if you read section 7, अगर section 7 में देखा जाए तो आपको मालूम पड़ जाएगा क्या क्या सप्लाई में आता है, क्या क्या ट्रांसैक्शन आ रहा है. It comes rental, exchange, barter, transfer, disposal, all such transactions are coming in supply. So any supply that is liable to pay GST is known as taxable supply. But some supplies are not covered. Say some goods and services like alcoholic liquor for human consumption, petroleum crude, high-speed diesel, motor spirit commonly known as petrol, natural gas, aviation turbine fuel, all these are out of the levy of GST. So all other goods and services, unless exempted, comes as a taxable supply. Then second point is tax payable. See, what type of tax you should pay? There are three types of taxes. That is SGST, State Goods and Service Tax, CGST, Central Goods and Service Tax. Third is Integrated Goods and Service Tax. So there are three forms of GST. Okay. So if it is interstate supply, what is interstate? From one state to another state, or from one state to another union territory, or from one union territory to another state, or between union territories. These are called interstate supply. Okay. In that case, the tax that is coming is IGST, Integrated Goods and Service Tax. Then, if it is intrastate supply, the opposite of interstate, that is intrastate. Intrastate means within the state, within the union territory. Suppose you are taking Maharashtra, okay, from Nagpur to Mumbai city, it is called intrastate. But if you are supplying from Nagpur to Delhi, it is called interstate. So when you are supplying from Nagpur to Mumbai city, it is becoming intrastate, and the taxes coming are SGST and CGST, State Goods and Service Tax, as well as Central Goods and Service Tax. But when you are supplying from Nagpur to Delhi, it will be Integrated Goods and Service Tax. So there are three different forms of GST. So that is it. Then the third point, tax liability. See, who should discharge tax liability? The main answer is, the common answer is the supplier. When you are selling any goods, you need to collect GST also from the customer. And the GST collected should be paid to the government. Okay, अगर आप कुछ goods बेच रहे हैं, तो आपको GST लेना है कस्टमर से, और जो कलेक्ट किया है, जो आपको मिल गया टैक्स, वो गवर्नमेंट को रेमिट करना है. Okay. And see, the main answer is supplier, but sometimes the recipient has to pay GST. Suppose when you are importing some goods, the importer has to pay GST to the government, IGST to the government. That is under reverse charge mechanism. We will learn about reverse charge mechanism in a later chapter. And sometimes the tax liability is on the third person. Why the third person? Suppose it is coming under TDS. Here TDS is under the GST law, not income tax TDS. Okay, so TDS provisions are applicable, like any contractor doing works with the public company, not public company, the government companies like that. So in such cases, it will be TDS. Then, if it is e-commerce operators, TCS will be applicable, like Flipkart, Amazon, like that. So in these provisions, if the transaction is coming under TDS or TCS provisions, then the third party should pay GST. Then, coming to rate of tax, see how you will be determining the rate for each goods and services. There are tax slabs or tax schedules, okay, that is given as per the GST law. Okay, there are 5%, 12%, 18%, 18%, 28%. Okay, so you need to check in which tax rate your goods and services are coming. But you should remember the maximum rate is 20% under CGST law. So it is 20% CGST, 20% SGST. That is the maximum rate one can put. The government can put, government can collect. Okay. Then, see, for determining the correct rate, you should check these steps. Okay. First, you need to check whether it is an intrastate or interstate supply. Why? If it is intrastate supply, SGST and CGST will be coming. And if it is interstate, IGST will be coming. Okay. Then, identify whether the supply is a plain supply, composite supply, and mixed supply. What does it mean? If you are simply selling a juice, okay, juice can, then it will be a plain supply. But if you are mixing some fruits and in a basket, if you are giving, it is called composite supply or mixed supply. Okay, mixed supply it will be. And when you are giving like a hotel stay with the breakfast, okay, it will be composite supply. So we will learn it further. Okay, so we need to check whether a supply is a plain supply, mixed supply or composite supply. Then identify the HSN of the goods or service accounting code. You should check which HSN, harmonized system of nomenclature. For each goods there is a HSN code. So you should check which code is coming, which rate is coming. Then if there is a confusion, more specific description should be taken. Then if there is any exemption from payment of tax as per any notification like that, then that notification should be used. Okay, so such exemption can be avoided. So like that, on following these steps, you can find out the rate of tax. Then taxable value. What is taxable value? See, the value is very important because the value में GST calculation करता है. Okay, अगर एक goods का value होता है 10,000, जो 10,000 में calculation करेगा GST का. Okay, so finding out the correct value is very important, and for that valuation rules are applicable. Okay, so when any price is quoted for a goods or service, that price can be taken as value only if there is no relationship between supplier and buyer, as well as the consideration is only money or like single consideration. No, there is no other consideration. So like that. So when you check the valuation rules, you can identify which can be excluded, which can be included. We have a separate chapter for valuation. Okay. So these points also should be considered. Then coming to other points like central government or state government on the recommendation of GST Council can notify a transaction as exempted or chargeable. Okay. Then if there is any importation of service, it is taxable. Okay, for a consideration, import for a consideration, but whether it is not or whether it is in the course or furtherance of business, it will be a supply still. Okay, so such points are there which you should take into consideration. So in this chapter we have learned what is levy of GST with the various points. So I think the points like taxable supply, tax payable, tax liability, rate of tax, taxable value, it is clear to you. Okay, thank you very much.